I'm
3.
kind of excited about
There's
it.
a little bit of excitement, and there's also the fear of, please don't Star Wars this.
Yeah, I'm not a big
please
fan
don't
of
Star Wars this.
I'm not a big fan of like spin-offs and prequels and like other parts.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
All right, we're here with season 2 of The Witcher. We binged that shit.
Oh, we did.
Yes,
like,
we did.
It was not even too.
Screw Spider-Man. We're
things.
watching The Witcher season 2.
Oh, everyone has said that. Have you seen Spider-Man? No, I watched The Witcher. Way better. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Claim.
Yeah, I like it better.
So before we met, we both watched the first season,
Yes.
and my pickup line was toss a coin to your Witcher.
And my response was, "Oh, Valley of Plenty."
And from there,
the rest is
fate
history.
Was sealed.
I'm
kidding.
But no, really, send help. Just kidding. But I have a past with the books, and you have a past with the games.
Yes, I'm familiar with following Let's Plays of the later 2 games. I'm starting to play the first game on my computer, slowly but surely. So that is where my experience of The Witcher comes from.
Yeah, and I've read like 2.5 of the books.
Okay.
I say half because I started the 3rd book and I put it down. Not intentionally, but I just got busy and, you know.
But overall, much like Castlevania, we very much enjoyed the first season of The Witcher. So we were excited for the second season, and it took a while.
Yeah.
COVID caused quite a few delays.
But we got there.
Yeah,
Henry
we got
Cavill
there.
was safe and healthy and happy, hopefully.
I was really glad that Henry continued to be Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Geralt.
rumors that they replaced him, and I didn't believe him for a second
the
because
same
he's
as,
a big nerd. Like he loves
Pedro
the games,
Pascal.
and yeah.
They thought that he wouldn't be the Mandalorian in season 2. And,
Yeah, and
there
here we are. But anyway, we finished season 2.
Yes.
I'm very happy with season 2.
I had mixed feelings around the middle.
Yeah?
I adored the first episode.
Yeah.
I thought the first episode was phenomenal. We get to the second episode, and I'm just like,
See, whereas I was kind of happy the whole way through. I enjoyed it. The first episode was definitely like hit everything that I was expecting.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That I really like wanted. You kind of got to see the relationship that they have between Ciri and Geralt.
Yes.
Which is absolutely beautiful. He goes, "Stay here," and she goes, "Okay." Turns away, like runs away. Yeah, I think that they did a great job. They brought in a lot of really cool new creatures.
Yes. One of the things I like about The Witcher is it doesn't just have like creatures from Greek mythology.
Yeah.
It has Hungarian, it has Welsh.
Because that was the Broxia from the first episode is from a Hungarian mythology of like vampires where you're not necessarily bit to be turned into a vampire, but you're cursed by a witch.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Witches played a big role in this as well.
Yes, the sorceresses. We also had a Baba Yaga figure, which they called her the Deathless Mother.
The Deathless Mother, yes.
But they hit all of the points of Baba Yaga, which is something that we talk about in Creature Collection that we're going to be reviving in the next few months here, is how to
Mother is
utilize.
very much like the main antagonist
Yes.
of this season. Like there are central antagonists that are going to be antagonists throughout
She was
the
like
series.
the big bad creature.
But she's like the big bad of this season.
Yeah.
She's the one pulling the strings, especially with Yennefer, Fringilla, and Queen of the Elves.
Yes. I don't remember her name. I'm sure it's some weird elf name. What if it was just like Tina?
But I'd say for the most part, we have a very strong cast.
Oh, yeah.
Freya Allen is an excellent Ciri.
Yeah. I thought she was like spot on.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He's great. And like, I'm not the biggest fan of his Superman, but as Geralt,
Don't get me started.
I
don't like Superman.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I loved all of the casting, even the casting that a lot of like hardcore fans didn't like. I think work, with the exception of one, but she's growing on me, and we'll get to her.
Okay.
But for the most part, I really love the casting of everyone. I thought that even with the differences, they work really well. Like Yennefer doesn't exactly look like she does in the books and in the games.
Right.
But I can't picture anyone else being Yennefer.
I mean, I really like the actress.
Same with Fringilla. I think that
I'm sorry.
She does really well too as that character. Like, you hate her, but not really.
You understand where she's coming from.
So
but you're also just like, in the end, this is gonna be a stupid thing, and you're gonna lose.
I love Dandelion so much. I don't so much like his hair in this season. I thought it was kind of like, dude.
That was like from the game, though.
Either like
he had a mullet.
Yeah, I'm like, either cut your hair or grow all of your hair. Like, don't have these weird like front pieces. They were very distracting to me.
One of the characters I was disappointed in, and you pointed this out, was the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Because he's captured at the beginning of the season, and they believe Yennefer's dead, so they torture him.
Yeah.
And
it's almost to a point where you start to like him. So,
in a Jaime Lannister kind of way.
Yeah. Where you know he's the bad guy, but they torture him.
Seeing where Jaime Lannister ended up, I think it's best that they just immediately turn this guy into the dick early on, instead of building him up. Oh, he's a dick.
Well, because again, the thing is,
thanks for wasting 4 seasons.
Yeah, and again, there's spoilers here, so if you haven't watched it yet and you want to,
for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, throw this video in your to be watch list. Come back, watch it after you've watched The Witcher, because we gonna get into some spoilers.
Yeah, we gonna get into some spoilers.
But whenever they capture him, and essentially they tell Yennefer, because Yennefer's part elf, and there's this whole war going on with the elves where they're like brutally murdering all of the elves.
Yes.
And so they tell Yennefer, like, to show your loyalty to the Brotherhood, you have to kill the Black Knight to prove that you're loyal to us. So that way they know that she's not like a spy for Nilfgaard.
Yep.
And right before she like axes him, she sets him free. Yeah. So like she cuts his chains and
which
like
is a
knocks
scene
everything
that the
over.
more I think of, I'm like, how the hell did that happen? There's no guards where she was running. You got all the kings in the nation.
I think that's why, because if I'm correct, which I very could easily be wrong, I believe all the guards were running to protect the royals.
Okay.
So I feel like they got away because they were protecting the
guards
royals.
went to. All right. Sure.
I could be wrong, but like that's how I rationalize
Hopefully,
it.
otherwise it makes no goddamn sense.
That's how I rationalize it. But during that whole time when they're on the run, you really start to kind of like him.
Yeah.
Where
he has a personality.
You're just like, oh, because you're not just some shithead.
In season 1, he had very little dialogue and was more just scary. Yeah. He was there to scare Ciri. Because like Ciri still has nightmares and like dreams of killing him now.
So like you start to like him, and then he gets back to like the Nilfgaardian base and just turns into an asshole again.
Yes.
And you're like,
immediately.
But then, like, as it's going on, and he's kind of, like, playing two sides of the same coin, where it's, like, he wants to be the jerk and, like, put the elves in their place, but then he's also trying to help Fringilla to be, like, no, let's, like, you know, cover this up, let's do what we need to do, and, like, do I like him? Do I not like him? Is he,
at
like,
the end of it all, his
who's
allegiance
he playing?
is to the White Flame, not necessarily to Nilfgaard. It is specifically to the White Flame. Yeah. And we'll get to that.
So it's kind of interesting to see that character development of like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, do you like him? Do you not like him?
Right.
I absolutely adore Dandelion though the whole time.
Oh my god.
Like
he was a character that I didn't think I'd enjoy in season 1.
I love him so much.
I fell in love with him.
I liked him in season 1 too.
He was fantastic. Did you see these boots? I practically slid down the entire mountain.
Just his sassiness, like he cuts the tension. Like Dandelion, which I don't believe they actually call him Dandelion in the series. I believe they just call him
Jaskier.
Yeah, Jaskier.
Okay.
But he's the bard. He just cracks me up the whole time because he's the comic relief that I feel like Game of Thrones didn't have.
Okay.
So, like, there were some funny haha moments in Game of Thrones and all that jazz, but, like, Jaskier is the one consistent, like, you know you're gonna chuckle. Even when he has,
Tyrion
like...
Lannister, but I understand where you're coming from.
But he had so many, like, sad moments as well.
Well, yeah. I'm sure Jaskier's gonna have sad moments coming forward.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
But I definitely enjoyed him a lot. I think that he made it funny, but without going over the top.
I love the cinematography. It was absolutely
stunning.
fantastic.
It's beautiful. Beautiful filming.
The score is still really good. Like the new songs. Not your best, if I should say so myself. Oh my god, there's a scene where like they're trying to sneak onto this boat, and this guy's like, papers, please. And he's like, oh, you're Dandelion. I'll go on board. He's like, well, if I may. Not your strongest.
And Dandelion like, just goes, I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it.
like
great.
I feel like Dandelion is the one character that has like what we would react. Okay. Where it's like he has that rational.
I don't know. I see a lot of Geralt in myself where I'm just like,
yeah,
fuck.
Whereas I'm very much Yennefer, where I'm like, head first in a battle. But anyway, like Dandelion, he has that rational side where he's like, don't say it. I'm gonna screw this up. Don't say it. Oh, I'm gonna say it. Yep. Like, so, but I love it when Geralt rescues him from jail, and he like turns to the little rats and he's like, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. And Geralt's like, what are you doing? And he's like, don't be jealous that I made new friends. Yeah. And it's just like, it makes me smile. I just like him a lot.
So one of the things that like I was okay with, but I'm still like, I hope this doesn't become a thing, is the time jumps from season 1.
Yeah.
This was much more straightforward.
There was like 1 or 2 flashbacks.
But they were flashbacks. It wasn't just like we're jumping back and forth.
And I think there was only one that could be considered a time jump, and I don't even think it was necessarily a time jump. I think it was just a different perspective.
Okay.
And that was when Dandelion is on the ship and he goes missing. That's right. So there's like a brief moment where you're from Dandelion's perspective, and then later on you come back and you're from Yennefer's perspective.
Gotcha.
So I also love their relationship, Dandelion and Yennefer.
Oh, absolutely.
They are so funny. Where it's like, when she first realizes that it's Yeskir, and they're calling him the Sandworm because he's
Sandpiper.
Sandworm.
This ain't Dune.
Beetlejuice over here. Well, anyway, they're like, he's smuggling elves out to Nilfgaard, actually, for safety. And she's like, okay, well, who's the Sandpiper? And then she hears him singing. And just, like, the relief of her whole body is just so funny. And when she sees him, and he's like, ugh. But then they hug because they're friends. I just enjoy their relationship.
I agree. So, where was I disappointed? Ironically, the Witchers, not Geralt, and like even Vesemir, I was just like, he looks the part, he acts the part, so I'm okay with this. Everyone else, I was just kind of like, well, this is a buzzkill. They really underutilized the Witchers.
See, I kind of like how they did the Witchers. I like that you know who they are. They have a purpose there. You see them interact with Geralt, how they're friends, they're brothers.
Yeah.
But they don't overshadow, the main cast.
Right.
So it's like, they are there.
I think that was the ultimate sacrifice, because Eskel is very much like the brother in the games.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got this. You can do this to the player and Geralt. Whereas in here, he was a dick. They killed him off. And I'm just like, well, that's a bummer. Hopefully too many people didn't like that character, because otherwise they're going to be pissed that they absolutely butchered that character.
See, I like it, though. I like what they did, because not only that, his death it shows that Geralt cares more about Ciri than being a Witcher.
Right, but we could have got to that point. It's like right off the bat. Like, everyone was so distraught that it was just like, it's not your fault. And I'm just like, well, of course not. He was infected to begin with. Like, they established that, like, he didn't kill the thing properly.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake.
Leshy.
Yeah, the Leshy. That was what it was. That he killed it the wrong way. And I don't know, just that whole episode. Just,
See, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think that was just one of the differences.
Okay.
Because to me, that whole scenario is what helped build up to the fact that, like, these monsters are from a certain area.
Yeah.
And that's what opens up Ciri to being like, oh yeah, I destroyed the monolith.
Yeah.
So I think that moment really helped escalate all of the other moments that come after it.
Okay.
And I think if you took it out for only 8 episodes, I can't see another way of them getting there.
All right.
without having that whole scenario. Do I think they had to kill him? No. Do I like that they killed him? Yes, I do, because that shows that, like, they care. They aren't feelingless, you know. They do have emotions. They just process them and show them in different ways. Like, you see that in the flashback Geralt has of him.
Yeah.
Where they are big brother, little brother, and he's like, oh, 1 more hour of fighting, and he's like, my legs are jello. You know, so you see that there was love there, but you also see that Geralt is like, this is the way. You know, he pulls a Mandalorian. Like, this is the way.
Okay.
So I like that they did that, even if it was off course for that character. Because, I think that it was, like, an okay sacrifice to make.
Another character that is better, but still not really that good, is Triss.
Yes, she's the one that I was like,
Like, at least she has something to do. Yeah. In season 1, she was just kind of there, and they're like, Triss. I'm like, that ain't Triss, honey.
See, whereas, like... And I was trying really hard not to compare it too much to the books, because I do understand it is going to be different. Yeah. They've set these characters up to be different. Fair. But I was expecting her relationship with Ciri to be a little bit closer.
So was I.
Because she was very much like Big Sister.
Yes.
You know, and, like, she screamed at her, like, and told Ciri she was going to end the world.
She shits herself. I'm just like, that ain't Triss.
Yeah, I don't like the relationship that they have, but I feel like she's getting better. She has promise.
It also doesn't help that with her and Geralt. Geralt's just like, oh, hey, that's the end of that.
Well...
Because, like, this is very clearly, like, shipping Geralt and Yennefer.
Yeah.
Whereas there's more of a complexion.
Yeah, like, Geralt told her, like, I need you. I care about you greatly. Just not like I care about her. Which is true to the books as well. Like, he's very much like, yo, no thanks. But, like, I just wish that her character wasn't as scared, I guess.
I could agree with that.
Because even in the book, like, she was Big Sister in the sense where she's like, Ciri's a girl and she should be wearing dresses and she should be picking flowers and she should be doing feminine things. And Ciri was very much like,
yeah, I should.
No, Ciri was very much like, I want to go play in the dirt. No. And then as soon as Ciri gets old enough to go through puberty, she and Triss are like, kind of have that girly moment of being like, you're a woman now, and they like have that bonding moment.
Oh wow.
Where, because Triss is the only one there that can help her.
Right.
You know, so none of the other Witchers know what to do. Exactly. And like in the books, it's just a nice moment when Triss goes to them and they're like, when she is in a dress, you leave her alone. Like, and then they click. They're like, oh, that's right. She is a human girl. Which you kind of see that a little bit in the show.
I mean, if you really want to push it, sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a long shot.
Yeah.
You see that, but I love her relationship with the Witchers, where it starts out where they're like, you don't belong here, and then slowly they're just like, eh!
Ciri?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She proves her worth.
Yeah. And then she just becomes like the little baby sister of everyone.
And then she bleeds, and Vesemir's like, this is the key.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I thought was interesting. I like the moment that like Geralt and Ciri have when she's like, I need this, and he's like, you're too important. And it kind of clicks for her, where she's like, oh, I get it. Because my main question is, if she became a Witcher, could they still use her blood?
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, I've been yapping a lot.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, what would you say are your final thoughts of the season as a whole? Because the only episode I did not like was the second one. I'm like, oh, this is Kaer Morhen? Well, they got Vesemir right.
Yeah.
No one else, really.
Whereas I enjoyed it. We had some laughs.
And like there's like a brothel, and I'm just like,
yeah, I was not excited about the brothel scene. I didn't like that very much. I was just like
that just seems out of character for Kaer Morhen.
Yeah. They were very like protective and secretive, even if those women like wouldn't have remembered.
Yeah.
They would never. That's why it was such a big deal that he brought Ciri.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So like, how are you going to bring Ciri, and then you just like get mad, so you bring all these prostitutes?
Yeah.
Like, it was just weird.
There's a tone difference.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But I think overall, I'm really, really excited for the next season. I want to try and like read all of the books.
Yeah,
just that way I can kind of
more
see
of the games.
Because the books that I read are out of order for like the order that they did the show.
Okay.
Because I started reading with Blood of Elves.
Okay.
So I'd like to kind of just finish all of the books and see.
Cool.
You know what happens. That way I get a more accurate reading.
How many books are there?
I think there's 8 or 9.
Whoa. Okay,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of them.
I will say one thing, and like I don't know if they're gonna fix it or not. You got to do the Wild Hunt better.
Yes.
Because like in the games, they are very much imposing, whereas in this, I just saw like the ring wraiths and doing Sauron again. I'm just like, no.
See, I would be okay with like the aesthetics of the Wild Hunt if they fix the voice. I love the voice from the video game that you showed me.
Yeah.
I don't mind so much that you can tell they are human.
I don't like that either. Or elves, as they actually are.
Yeah.
But, like, that's supposed to be
they have, like,
a
humanoid
twist.
faces. I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with the Wild Hunt. Because I really like, again, what they did with the Deathless Mother.
Mm-hmm.
How it was really, like, she was captured and she just wanted to go home.
Okay.
So, like, that was the whole point. So, like, the Deathless Mother was captured and she was entombed in the hut. And she possesses Ciri to go home. So whenever they, like, go into the other realm and she, like, flies away.
Yeah.
That's when Geralt explains, like, oh, she just wanted to go to her own realm where she belongs. And
I really
that's,
like that episode as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, playing to Ciri's weaknesses.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good. Seeing Mousax again.
Yeah.
Mousax is great. And then there was like a little bit of foreshadowing.
There was, and I didn't catch it. And
so
normally I'm
spoiler,
really good at that. Yeah.
However, if you played the games, you know what's coming up.
Yeah. So even like from right now until the end of the video is like the biggest spoiler that would, if you haven't watched it, like this will probably ruin it for you. So I would say like skip ahead.
Or
if
just
you haven't,
like stop the video here.
Yeah, or just stop so that we don't ruin it.
The only thing we're gonna do after this is rank it.
Yeah.
But so when they pull Ciri back from like the dream state she's in, because she's killing witchers, but she's in a dreamlike state where she's back
at home with her family.
And her parents come back and they're just like, don't leave us, stay with us. And the mother disappears.
She
fades
pulls,
to ash,
she
just
pulls
like the
Spider-Man.
grandmother in Mousax does.
They pull Spider-Man and they just like ash
they're
away.
Thanos.
And,
whereas she just turns away as her father just kind of like fades.
Yeah, so he doesn't turn to ash, and I didn't pick up on it right away until the very end when you were like, oh, and you like put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, huh? And then it made sense.
Yeah.
But at the very, very end, whenever Frangilla and the Black Knight, they decide to lie and say that they killed the elf baby. And when they get up there and they're like, you know, we did this was our doing to help, you know,
because they're speaking before
move it
the
forward.
White Flame.
And the White Flame turns around and he goes, I ordered that, you're lying, and it's Ciri's dad.
Yes.
And he's like, I just want my daughter back.
Yep. Bum bum bum.
Dun dun dun. The only concern, because again, I haven't read all the books, so I don't know. I didn't get to any of that in any of the books.
He apparently had a huge role in the Wild Hunt.
But like, what I don't understand, which is like my brain going, which I hope they cover, is why wouldn't he order the Black Knight then to say that her dad is alive? Like, why would he hide his death from her?
We'll find out.
Who knows? But overall, I would definitely say part of the family.
Part of the family? Okay.
Yeah. Like,
if I were to accept, because like it's like sleep at the foot of the bed, because I'm like, you did the Witchers dirty. But I could be okay with part of the family as well.
Yeah,
so yeah, The Witcher
I think it's
season
part
2
of the family.
is part of the family. What do you think about Blood of Origin? The prequel that's coming up alongside like season 3.
I'm kind of excited about
There's
it.
a little bit of excitement, and there's also the fear of, please don't Star Wars this.
Yeah, I'm not a big
please
fan
don't
of
Star Wars this.
I'm not a big fan of like spin-offs and prequels and like other parts that over-explain, but it looks good.
It does.
And I'm a sucker for a good elf. Like, I can't help it. So I'm pretty...
Should I be concerned? Should I feel threatened?
Do you know an elf? So, anyway, It does look really good. I'm
what
pretty
did you
excited
guys
about
think?
it. Yeah, let us know.
You don't know. You all watch Spider-Man instead.
So go watch The Witcher so we can talk about it.
Exactly. See you in the comments down below.
Yeah.
And see you in the new year, puppers.
Toodles!